Welcome back to my talk series on key principles that shape the philosophy behind regulation. Last time I spoke about trust. Today I'm going to talk about another key principle that is uh, that finance must serve the society, and here we talk about public interest. Now, see, any government organization, any regulator, including Reserve Bank of India, when they give you certain permission, when they give you certain license, when they give you certain certificate of registration in case of NBFC, it has to ensure that it will serve public interest. In case of non-banking finance company, the public interest it is going to serve is it has to ensure that it becomes last mile connectivity when it comes to credit delivery. यानी आप हर क्षेत्र को लोन दे पाएंगे जहां बैंक नहीं जा सकती वहां आप पहुंच के you will provide loan to those remote areas or to those people, those underserved, so that there will be a financial inclusion as far as credit delivery is concerned. As a professionals, आपको अपनी business model देखनी चाहिए. When you advise, you have to look at your business model, and the business model should serve society. आप पैसे कमाइए, but the loan must go to those areas, those sections where it will be, it will result in financial inclusion, and not only your balance sheet. No, there are certain things which will be treated, which will be considered that it does not serve the public interest. That also you have to keep a watch on, like exorbitant rate of interest. It can be hidden charges. It can be strict penalty clause or mis-selling, or most importantly your exploitative recovery practices. So these are the things which will show that it's not serving public interest, and this could be the things which could trigger your cancellation. Therefore you have to ensure that. इसलिए as a professional, if you're a chartered accountant, your company secretary, or if you're a professional who is looking after the company, please ensure that when you draft credit policies, these things must be reflected in your policy. And very often I see company they use cap technology, not topi, cap is stands for copy and paste. they use cap technology, यानी जो छपा है आरबीआई द्वारा वही कॉपी पेस्ट करके डाल देते हैं. That is not how the policy is drafted. It should align with your business model. Now, whatever business model you may be having, but please remember, some word must appear in the policy in letter and spirit, that is serving public interest, serving underserved area, financial inclusion, uh, then your loan to micro small segment, microfinance. So these are the areas you have to find out, the areas which does not normally is covered by the bank. So regulator will be very happy to grant you certificate of registration when they see that you have a keen interest to serve the public interest, to go to the areas where people have not do not want to go. So, and please remember key, just not only to please the regulator, but you should actually ensure that it is rolled out in a manner how the way it is written. Otherwise, when there is an inspection, they will easily catch you. Anyway, uh, now second thing which you must remember is about when you draft fair practices code. Please ensure that you must categorically mention that there will not be any exploitative recovery practices. There will not be any hidden charges. Whatever charges are there, it will be mentioned on the key fact statement. Penalty will be invoked why, under what situation has to be clearly spelled out. You must categorically commit that there will not be any mis-selling. You will be selling product, a right product to the person, whatever he requires, rather than what you want to push. and most importantly, the exorbitant rate of interest. Now, see, uh, at times the exorbitant rate of interest, I have seen that it could be, not that exorbitant, because when you look at the cost of fund, sometimes I when we I get into discussions, I mention that the rate of interest mm, appears to be optically high. Now, how is that? I'll tell you. Now, RBI says that you must analyze. Now, why RBI says you must analyze is because some people, some company, they give loan for 12-year, 10-year, 24-year months, 10-year. Sorry, 12 months, 10-year, or 24 months, 10-year, or 36 months, 10-year. And they mention the interest rate to be 1% per month. Now, that is what is misleading. So borrower looks at 1% per month and it appears वो लगता है कि बहुत सस्ता है, but when you analyze it, it is much higher. So that is what RBA means. Now here, what happens often is when the tenure of the loan is very short, say 1 month. अब उस एक महीने के अंदर if you charge 3%, now if you analyze it, it looks huge. But the fact is, the loan does not go for 12 months, it ends only in 1 month. So that analyze data may appear to be optics only, just आंखों को दिखता है बहुत ज़्यादा है. ऐसा नहीं कि वो ज़्यादा नहीं है, वो ज़्यादा है, बट उतना भी ज़्यादा नहीं है जितना वो दिखता है. यू हैव टू जस्टिफाई कि why have you written, you have to clearly arrive at a cost of fund, you have to clearly mention about the risk premium, because you're giving loan to a sector which is unlikely to pay you back, and hence there is a risk premium. So you have to do scientifically, you have to calculate, and sometime when we meet one to one, I will tell you how to do that. But for this lecture, remember, you have to justify. If you justify, then the regulator will be justified, sorry, satisfied. So you have to remember that. And उतनी ज़्यादा भी इंटरेस्ट मत लीजिए. इंटरेस्ट को रातों रात तो you don't have to. I'm not saying you don't have to, it's your wish whether you want to have or not, but what I say is that charge a reasonable rate of interest so that the growth is steady, you grow, और लोगों को नज़र भी नहीं लगनी चाहिए. और यदि बोर्ड नहीं माने तो बोर्ड से कहिए कि थोड़ा कम कमा लोगे तो क्या फ़र्क पड़ेगा, आप थोड़ा कम कमा लो तो क्या फ़र्क पड़ेगा अगर किसी दूर कोने में बसा घर रोशनी से भर जाए. Thank you so much for this listening, and we'll come back in the next episode. Again, keep track of the videos. Thank you.